Late night viewing for me after work this week has been drug and homelessness documentaries focusing exclusively on the UK. I could be watching more cheerful shit of an evening, of course, but what can I say? I'm fascinated by people who've fallen through the cracks and are willing to be open and honest about their experiences. Brighton is a city in southern England on the coast. It has a large homeless population, I understand. Watching a series which focused on women on the streets recently, young women, sometimes pregnant women. The stories differ, but a recurring theme seems to be a turbulent or violent home life in childhood. Maybe one parent dies or simply leaves. Maybe the other has a bad drug issue and is in no fit state to be looking after kids. So social services come in, take the young ones away, care home, but something goes wrong there. They don't get the care they need. And this coupled with, let's say, natural teenage rebelliousness, you can get runaways, kids saying, fuck it, better off taking my chances on the streets. And yeah, for some homeless people, they find friends and they find strength in numbers on the streets. They will sleep or cluster together in small groups, which makes them less of a target. Often young homeless women will be targeted by perverts. You know, dickheads offering 20 quid for a blowjob, or maybe something more sinister, maybe an actual stalker. Yeah, a lot of these women will have to put up with a lot of shit, but the streets are dangerous for men and boys, of course, as they are for women and girls. Situations may well be different, but what you tend to observe again and again in these documentaries is cycles of addiction. It might be heroin or fentanyl or crack cocaine or spice or black mamba, whatever. The user says they want to break the chains of dependency, and I don't doubt the sincerity. You'll hear some of them laying out the plan or road to recovery, potential road. Yeah, they'll be like, first, I'll get myself enrolled on this training course, then I'll get some accommodation sorted out, eventually get a job, start earning good money, onwards and upwards from there. For many addicts, they may well have come to this realization, having tried and failed to kick the bad habits many times. It's the realization that a toxic social environment will keep you down. If all or most of the people you know or associate with on the streets are users, abusers, these are the circles you move in. Your chances of escaping that life are not great. You're up against it. It's often the case that several positive steps have to be taken first to get to a place where a person has a better chance of beating the drug dependence. Yeah. It's really awful to see when someone's gotten themselves into that state where their body is so fucked from all the abuse. Thinking specifically about intravenous drug users now, where they have these abscesses on their legs or maybe on the sides where they've been injecting, festering wounds. And yeah, a lot of these cases might lead to emergency amputations. Some will just lead to death if it hasn't been dealt with in time. Terrible. You can't, though, stereotype all homeless people as drug addicts or drunks. Everyone has a unique story. And the reason a person is in that shop doorway in a sleeping bag might not conform to your idea or preconception. As one woman speaking in one of these documentaries said, I think she was in Brighton or that area, that part of the world, she said, you don't think it can happen to you, but maybe 2 or 3 things go majorly wrong in your life, losing a loved one, losing your job, can't afford to pay the rent, and maybe mental health issues come into the equation and make a bad situation way worse. You might end up on the pavement begging for change. Yeah, a few steps to the pavement. And for the socially and economically vulnerable people closer to the bottom of the income scale, that fear of falling to the pavement isn't necessarily an unreasonable one.